this are obviously a great chance to inspire the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. We've spoken a lot, I suppose, in the last 18 months about wanting to reconnect with our public and our audience and inspire young kids to take up the game. So days like this are really important, and the boys have enjoyed it this morning.
Not just the next generation, mate, but people of all ages here. You pushed some a little too hard.
Yeah, I did, unfortunately. Jennifer, I think she's upstairs somewhere in the recovery unit. It was a bit heartbreaking, actually. She was on record pace, believe it or not, and unfortunately tore the hamstring, so I'll have to head up there after this and check on her.
Confirmed hamstring great.
It didn't look great, I'm not going to lie to you. I think she's in a bit of strife. She probably won't be available for Thursday.
Speaking of Thursday, James Patterson might not be there.
I don't think he is going to be there from the sounds of it and what I understand, but it's unfortunate. Doesn't sit certainly with our values that what James has done. He knows that, he understands that, and he'll learn from it. And I think missing a test match potentially is a hard thing to deal with, but again he'll learn from that and come back better.
It sounds a bit like it's more banter between two guys who know each other really, really well. Is it a bit much that banter might cost him first distance?
Look, it's hard to comment on. I don't know the exact details of the situation, so I think there's been hearings and it's been dealt with by the appropriate people. So I'm not going to delve into what exactly went on because I'm not totally sure myself. So as I said, James understands that he's let himself down, he's let our group down, and as I said, we expect him to bounce back and come back strongly from it.
Stark, Chris comes into the frame there. You've seen enough that you can trust that he can do the job for you guys.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we've always had trust in Starkey. We know at his best, he's one of the best bowlers in the world, and saw it myself firsthand a couple of weeks ago against Tasmania. He took 10 for the match and was hardly scored off. So he's in terrific form, and I think that from the Ashes we've got that now. We're starting to build a real depth in particularly our pace bowling battery, and we've got any number of guys that can step up and fill the role. And when you've got someone of Mitch's calibre on the sidelines ready to go, it's pretty exciting.
Him missing out on those few tests in the Ashes, did that change the dynamic where he would walk up for so long and then all of a sudden there was a bit more thought going into what exactly it was going to bring? Do you think it sort of changed his mindset a little bit too, entering this summer?
Mitch was really clear on why he didn't play in England, and we were certainly playing a slightly different game plan but with our bowlers in England. We were more about containment and building pressure, and we just felt that other bowlers in England, certain conditions were suited better than Mitch. I think you get back to Australia and it's the opposite. I think the conditions here suit Starkey down to the ground, and his test record speaks for itself. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I know he's always disappointed to be missing games. So hopefully we see that in his bowling in the next few weeks. I think it's going to be exciting to watch the big fella run in and let rip.
So directed to sort of just let it rip. Actually.
Yeah, I think Starkey knows what he's doing. I think in England he was working on some things for English conditions. As we said, in Australia he knows what works. His record here is outstanding, and I think he's going to be a real handful for Pakistan and New Zealand this summer.
Just important to make a statement against this batting lineup that's made some runs over the last week. Like, how important is it to kind of get the good over the middle here?
No doubt it's always important, no matter who you're playing and what they've done the week before. We want to start every test match really well, and we're lucky, I suppose, we get to start back at the Gabba again, which is something this Australian side really, really likes. It suits our team, it suits our style of play, so we're excited to get out there on Thursday, and no doubt, like any test match, the first hour and half hour of that test match is going to be critical in setting the standard and the way you want to go about the rest of the week.
Pakistan team look impressive, though.
Yeah, they do, and we always know that with Pakistan. They've got highly skilled players. They've always got good fast bowlers, good spinners. At times they're a bit unpredictable, but I think that happens when you've got highly talented players. So we know we're going to have to be at our best. They've shown in the last week or so that they're a highly skilled, dangerous opposition to play against. So we're looking forward to the challenge. I think it's going to be a great series to watch. It looks like there's plenty of pace in both attacks and some highly skilled batsmen. So I think for the cricket fan in general, I think this series is going to be extremely entertaining.
Has your preparation been mentioned? Because compared to last summer, your first on-home soil in charge, and given what had happened in the 8 months prior to that, was probably less expectation. But now you're more comfortable as a captain at home soil, but you're coming off an Ashes win again.
Winish.
So winish. So there's definitely more expectation. For you as a captain mentally, how different is it?
No different. I think there's always pressure, whether it's external or internal. We're playing cricket for Australia, so the pressure is on us to perform. And we spoke a little bit last night about the fact that we felt we made some strides in England, but it means nothing if we don't continue to improve. So we know that our batters in particular, our batting group, we need to be getting more runs out of. We can't be so reliant on Steve all the time. So that's a huge area of focus for us this summer, is to make sure we've got guys that are scoring hundreds and we're putting big first innings runs on the board. And we know if we do that, our bowlers have shown in any conditions that they can win us games. So it's about our batting group continuing to improve and to get better and putting scores on the board that we know our bowling attack will defend.
Did you get a chance to have any input in the squad?
Yeah, I'm always asked about it. I'm not a selector, but yeah, certainly I get asked about it, and I'm happy to give my opinion, and it's always taken into account. And at the end of the day, the selectors make those decisions, and it's my job as captain to make sure that this team's playing together as a team and to try and get the best out of each individual. There's always going to be noise around selection. People are going to disagree and agree with any team you pick. It's just part of the game. So again, for me, doesn't concern me too much. My job is to make sure that every player here is right to go. They understand their role, and I can get the best out of them on the field.
Just on the Burns recall, like, what do you like about? Why do you think he's back in the team and his partnership with Dave? Like, is that a big factor in?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think Jay Burns is back playing Test cricket because he's a very good player and he deserves to be here. I think it's always nice when you can find an opening combination that get along, but it's not always the case. I think Dave and Joe have got a pretty unique relationship. They're both a bit different. They're both rare units, so they can sort of keep each other entertained. I know they enjoy batting together, so we're certainly hopeful that that gels back together really quickly again. And we want to get an opening partnership that puts runs on the board, does it consistently, and can do it over a number of years. And hopefully this is the two that can do that.